Well, Jared, thank you so much for helping my project.
Of course, of course.
Could you say a couple words about yourself?
Yes, I am Jared Williams. I'm on the board of directors here at Creator Space. I'm over the membership, the 3D printing room, and in this room, the AV room.
And you have a passion for cooking and
Oh, yes.
testing stuff.
Yes, molecular gastronomy in particular.
Like smoking and making stuff into powders. I
Mhm.
remember those two, like chili.
I have a one coming up soon where I'm going to be making caviar out of various fruit juices.
Caviar out of fruit juices.
Yes, it's almost like mini boba, but they explode in your mouth.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, and I'll show people how to make it, and it's real nice and easy.
So it's like the space dots, but not cold,
Right.
except it bursts and like.
Yeah.
Neat. I can't wait to see that.
No, it's always a really big hit. It's using the same process. You can actually also make like root beer noodles or spinach noodles if you don't want to go low carb.
That sounds really interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
I try to make it anything but uninteresting. So.
Well, I guess did you know that NASA's planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
Yes, and I'm excited about it.
When did you hear about it?
Oh God! See, that's one of the nice things about being both in Houston and a part of Creator Space, because I'm around a bunch of NASA people and Boeing people and whatnot. So it's 2.5 years ago or so.
Okay.
And I've been excited about it since the beginning because I read a lot of sci-fi and just a nerd in general. So I'm always super excited about just what other technologies they'll make for the whole thing in general. Like I love Velcro, I love Tang. So any more just random offshoot technologies, I'm always a big fan of.
So you mentioned like sci-fi. Is there any particular sci-fi like authors that you like highly recommend?
Ben Bova is my favorite.
Okay, Ben Bova.
Yeah, he's pretty well known in the sci-fi community, and he's got 25, 30 books, but they're all like hard sci-fi.
Okay.
So all the stuff makes sense. So it's based on existing theories and tech. So it's pretty neat.
That's really awesome. Do you remember the very first sci-fi book you read?
Oh gosh, yes. And I still have it, and I still love it.
Okay.
It was The World at the End of Time. I don't remember the author.
Okay.
It's about two like demigods, just generic figures at the beginning of the book that are playing, and they're like throwing planets and galaxies at each other. So one of them throws really hard and completely misses the other guy.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So us, like on Earth in our little solar system, we're just flying through the cosmos at near the speed of light. So when we finally come back down from the speed of light, we realize that it has been the heat death of the universe, other than us.
Okay.
Right. So it's like pretty like the entropy of the universe has happened, and it's us just being like super depressed at the end of time.
Oh no.
Right. It was really weird, but it's an awesome book.
Maybe if they kept going fast enough, then it'd collapse.
It'd come back together again. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
It's an amazing book. Really well written. So it's like how we would actually progress and evolve as a people through all that. It was pretty neat.
I had to check it out.
It was really cool.
When you think about where space exploration might lead us, if you were to think not just like 10 years or 50 years, not even 100 years, but like 200 years in the future, do you see us having like creator spaces like this on the moon and Mars and in space?
Oh, 100%. Like this, maker spaces like us are going to be one of the first things that they're going to need on new colonies.
Okay.
Because there'll be a bigger demand for us than like shops, because places like here you can actually do whatever you want and make whatever you want, as opposed to having to go find a particular part for a particular thing. You can just go 3D print it or mill it on the machine, that kind of thing. So like when resources are relatively tight in space, it's much better and easier to just quickly make your own things from existing material.
I mean, I think about these big ships, especially like military ships, where they have like a machine shop on the ship to essentially make any part that they need to have replacements. Kind of like that type of setup.
The most interesting sci-fi concepts that I've seen was actually for ships based out of porcelain, not metal.
Okay.
So you can actually like blast forge and like shape your own new panels, and panels will break and crack as opposed to deform, which are harder to make back in, because it loses all stability when you try to flatten it back out.
Right.
It'll just happen again. So with this, you just go and you do like a mud smear over it, and you forge it back, and it hardens, and you fixed your piece.
Wow. Okay.
Right. Like it was a very, very cool concept. It stuck with me for like the past 20 years. So I was like, "Dude, why aren't we doing that? It's pretty neat."
Or even, having some material that is universally recyclable, and you put in this machine and you're able to 3D print something else. And
Exactly.
you put that in back in the machine, and just like,
Exactly.
And if you had a material like that, people would see it on the street and go, "Oh, I'm picking that up and turning it into
Right. No.
whatever
Exactly.
I need."
Exactly.
It's just like,
Have you met with Lindsay yet? Have you interviewed her?
I have not. I need to.
She was actually one of the. She has like sub-genre things for it, but in essence, she was one of the materials engineers for the heat shielding on the space shuttle.
Oh, wow.
Right.
With the ceramic
Yeah.
tiles and all the very unique shapes they had to get in.
Yeah.
So. And then also now, she's doing silversmithing.
Yes.
Which I loved that demo from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. She's one of my favorite people here, so.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think we'll get farther in 200 years than Mars?
100%.
How far do you think we'll get?
Honestly, within 150, I'm fully expecting like Europa and Titan and those. Between the 150 and 200 year mark, I fully expect us to have either a colony ship or just a large mobile space station that's like on its way out somewhere.
Like a generation ship.
Right.
Completely
100%.
self-contained.
100%. Yeah.
The people's great grandchildren may arrive. And they're like cursing their great parents.
Yep.
Why did you send us on this thing?
Yep.
Turn it around.
Unfortunately, I don't expect that to be like even remotely close to my lifespan. I figured that's about 175 years out.
You ever read the Robert Heinlein book, Children of the Sky?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I so see that happening.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The ship is the world.
No, exactly. Did you ever read the Ringworld books?
I have.
Oh, I love those.
I know, it's amazing. Can you imagine thinking of engineering on that scale?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely ludicrous. Like it was wider than the Earth is if you unraveled the world.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a gazillion Earths. It's like so much space.
It's amazing. Like it inspired so many other authors too, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Like inspired Halo the game and all sorts of stuff. So.
It's just, I mean, the sun is producing energy in every single direction.
Yeah.
And if you created a sphere that was about the same, that had the same sort of circumference as the Earth's orbit.
Yeah.
And you looked at the surface area of that sphere and compared it to the surface area, there's a cross section of the Earth, which would tell you that ratio is how much of the sun's energy is actually hitting Earth. I think it's like 1 to 500 billion.
Oh yeah, no, it's insane.
Yeah, so I mean, 500 billion, or 50 billion Earths, something like that.
Right.
With everything.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy, and I fully expect us to go more solar in the coming years, because. I mean, it's all there and it's just giving us energy and trying to give us power, and we're just not harnessing it.
Yeah.
Which is just frustrating.
I mean, it's like, and as you go closer to the sun, you get more and more energy per area.
Yeah.
So it's like, what you need is some way to take that energy, turn it into something that's storable, and then you could take it wherever you want.
I'm really excited about the new neutrino catcher.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Oh, it's in just in Japan.
Okay.
They're making it was kind of a telescope because it can tell where neutrinos are coming from, like what angle and what speed.
Okay. Is this like deep under the Earth?
Yes, the one that's under the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 250 feet deep, full of like ultra pure water. They're expecting it to get online in the next year and a half or so. Yeah, I'm really excited because they made a bunch of major discoveries in the past 2 iterations of it, which were a fraction of the size. So like I'm pretty excited about that. I love new upcoming techs and experiments trying to figure out how the universe works. So
absolutely, like those fundamental sciences.
We still don't know so much.
I mean, we just detected gravity waves in the last 10 years.
Yeah, no, that was really cool. I was very excited about that one.
I mean, like electromagnetism. I mean, that was what 200 years ago.
Not even. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, and that's so fundamental to everything.
Yeah.
I mean, radio and Wi-Fi, you name it.
Like what was it? 15 years ago, they found out that you can actually manipulate light in the physical spectrum too.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually shot 2 particles of light into, I forget what the medium was, but they basically traced each other through the
Okay.
electrons. Right. It was super cool. And then they came out in sequence, actually like orbiting each other.
Well, that's interesting.
So it actually gives them mass. So you can. I don't know what they've done with it since then, but they figured out how to give light mass. Like, what the heck?
Well, and I just wonder, we've all grown up in 1G, with essentially one atmosphere of pressure, with a 24-hour day, and observing the universe from this one little spot. Whenever you start having humans in other environments, making simultaneous observations,
Yeah.
what is hidden to us now that would just pop out?
Oh yeah.
And it'd be like, so, like, I don't know why they didn't see this.
No,
It's
no,
like-
exactly. I mean, even if we can get things at the edges of the solar system that are, the Voyager's awesome, but it's not very well kitted for noticing things.
Well, in gravitational lensing, I was at this conference like 3-4 years ago where somebody was proposing to actually put a probe at the focal point of the sun's gravitational lensing.
Yeah.
And then you could actually, get multi-pixel pictures of exoplanets that are like
Okay, that's pretty cool.
dozens of light years away.
No, I hadn't heard about that one.
It's like-
That's awesome.
Kind of neat because you're using the sun to like focus
Right.
that, and so you just got like this ring around it. It's like,
Yeah, because I know I've heard of people wanting to put a bunch of different edges of the solar system so we can triangulate essentially.
Oh wow, okay.
That's several years out, obviously, but that would give us a much larger triangulation of anything outside of our solar system, which I think would be awesome.
Would be neat. Yeah, like the stereo vision and
Oh, yeah, no, exactly.
like radio astronomy. It's about how far apart the dishes are.
Exactly.
Kinda
And if they're at
talking
the
about-
opposite ends of the solar system.
They're pretty good.
Exactly.
If you could you take a trip to space?
Oh, depends upon the reasoning. Like if it's just to go up and stay, maybe not, because I know it plays havoc on the body for more than 8 months or so.
Yeah.
But if it's to go up and come back down, definitely.
How about colonists to Mars?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
They're like,
Yes.
Jared, you did so good with the crater space here. We need one at
Sign me up tomorrow. Yeah. No, I would be completely fine with that.
Do you think you'll get an opportunity to travel to space in your lifetime?
As it's going, unfortunately, probably not.
Okay.
I wish, but I'm 41 at this point. I don't really see cheap commercial happening in the next 30 years or so. Plus, I'm not rich. I could do it now if I was rich. So,
But like with Starship and what they're planning to do in terms of the frequency of flight and 100% reusable.
oh yeah, no, it's super awesome. It'll make it much easier for people, but it's out of my pay grade at this point.
At this
Unfortunately,
point.
yeah.
But let's say you go on a Starship, a SpaceX Starship from Houston to New Zealand for the cost of an equivalent first class airline ticket.
Oh
which
no,
would be like
in a heartbeat.
$15,000.
Yeah, no, I would start saving up for that now.
Yeah,
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
You're like that's like a one. I mean, it's not something you would do multiple times probably.
Right.
But you're like, I could definitely do that one time.
Yeah, I would do one way,
Yeah.
and then just fly back or
Just
boat
fly-
back. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
You have to get my my land legs back from being in space. So.
Well, I mean, you're only up there for.
Oh, I know,
like,
but I would enjoy it way
10,
too much.
15 minutes. So you're.
No, because my mind would stay there.
Your mind would say that.
Oh yeah,
I
I would never stop thinking about that experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jared, that's pretty much all the questions I had for you. Did you have any questions for me or anything that you thought would be good for people looking at this? 200
What's
years
your time frame that you think about us going to space, like effectively as a people?
I think we're looking at a 1 million person city on Mars by 2050.
I'm 100% down for that. Like that would be amazing. I'm totally down.
I think once you get like that reusability and get
Yeah.
the flight rate up and the cost down, it's just like you're gonna have all this activity in space and it's gonna create more
Well, it's going to
reasons
snowball.
to go snowball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I mean,
as soon as we start mining the asteroid belt, as soon as people are like, "Oh, there's money here," it's all about money, unfortunately. So
I mean, whenever we start building stuff in space, using space resources,
Yep.
then it's just
it's
a matter of
self-sufficient.
time.
And, yeah, no,
Like-
amazing.
Totally there.
And then we find the space bugs and become Starship Troopers.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it's true. Space bugs may be a future version of ourselves.
Yeah. No, it's just clone me, just clone my brain, and we find I want to fight space bugs. But yeah, no, it's been awesome.
Thank you, Jared. Really appreciate it.